We are next going to present these fancy-looking trophies up front. We have two categories for those: GEO Awards, GEO Award trophies, and Members Extraordinaire. The GEO Award trophy is awarded to those individuals and organizations who have excelled in supporting WRLR 98.3 with their time, talents, financial support, and other good works in the community. The event and the award are named after the late State Senator Adeline Geo-Karis, who was an early and dedicated supporter of WRLR. Pete Tridish, founder of the Prometheus Radio Project, is recognized tonight as a 2013 GEO Award winner for his years of work that were very much responsible for the federal government establishing the community radio class license. This is the very type of license WRLR operates under. Prometheus builds participatory radio as a tool for social justice and community expression. For more than a decade, Pete fought to establish a more just media system so that grassroots organizations could build communications infrastructure to strengthen their communities and movements. In 1997, he co-founded Radio Mutiny, a pirate station whose 2 years on the dial helped bring low power to the people. In 2011, largely because of the efforts of Pete and the organization he created, the FCC granted license for 3,000 new low-power FM stations nationally. Pete is a trained radio engineer who has also worked as a carpenter, a solar energy system installer, and a volunteer at a homeless shelter. He helped build stations across the US, Guatemala, Colombia, Nepal, Tanzania, and Jordan. This past June, Pete Tridish was awarded the Horace Mann Award, which recognizes a contribution by alumni of Antioch College in Philadelphia who have won some victory for humanity, following Horace Mann's advice to the graduating class of 1859. Nominees are persons or groups whose personal or professional activities have had a profound effect on the present or future human condition. Mann was the first president of Antioch College. Pete's own website sums him up best: radio engineer, policy advocate, troublemaker. GEO Award goes to Pete Tridish.
Okay, the next person that will receive a GEO Award is Michelle Eyre. Also in 2013 GEO winner Michelle Eyre of the REC network, like Tridish. Starting in 1999, Michelle and her Maryland-based organization started becoming very politically active in the movement to legalize the new broadcast service that would allow community organizations to operate their own FM stations. REC provided database support that allowed the LPFM applicants to communicate with each other in an effort to reduce the number of competing applications. REC also used the power of the pen to help fight off an attempt by a major religious broadcaster from being able to expand satellite-fed translators into the commercial FM broadcast band, precluding the LPFM stations. Eyre's deep expertise and understanding of the complicated FCC broadcast databases and the tools she developed to provide simplified, intuitive, web-accessible tools helped countless LPFM applicants in the quest to obtain community radio licenses. Both Pete and Michelle and their respective organizations provide tremendous support to WRLR and numerous others with their free advice, information, and tools that enable WRLR to research and successfully apply for a radio license. Without them, I do not believe we would not be on the air today. Please give a hand to the LPFM pioneers, Pete Tridish and Michelle Eyre, 2013 GEO Award winners. We will be shipping the GEO Awards.
The third winner was on the Round Lake Planning Commission for several years before he served as mayor for 8 years. He also served on the Round Lake Library Board for several years before being mayor. When his daughter attended village school, he volunteered at various school events. He has also been a soccer referee for middle school and high school boys and girls soccer leagues. He worked for NICASA's after-school program for at-risk youth for almost 2 years and is now the drug-free communities coordinator for the Lake County Health Department. He is heavily involved with drug-free communities coalitions throughout the county. It was during his time as mayor that he realized what a unique opportunity the community had before it to build and operate its own radio station. He foresaw the tremendous tool it would be to communicate to the entire Round Lake area and even Lake County via the airwaves. It was the waning days of home building prosperity, and developers had money to share with communities they were building in. One of these developers a few years back was awarded GEO for their generous contribution to WRLR. But it was this guy who did the legwork that resulted in a portion on the developer's donation to come to WRLR to help jumpstart the building phase. Without a grant of $30,000, it would have been extremely tough to have the station we do today. Using this seed money, WRLR was able to purchase a 100-foot tower, antennas, professional studio equipment, and pay for engineering and legal service in order to get operational. When the call came from the station asking for helpful, insightful, no-partisan election analysis during several elections WRLR covered on election night, he was there. His presence and knowledge made WRLR stand way above other stations in Lake County that didn't feel the need or understand the importance to report on small-town races or issues. His involvement with WRLR brought awareness in political circles about WRLR's existence. It wasn't long before candidates were calling WRLR on election night to get voter results and to be interviewed on the air. Tonight, we honor him for having faith in this area's once fledgling community radio station 10 years ago, and also for his volunteer work, past and present, in the community. Please welcome 2013 GEO Award winner, Bill Gentes.
I've never met an audience I didn't like to talk to. You know, I think you said the word strong arm. I didn't really strong arm, I twisted arms. And there are two reasons that I'm receiving this award today. And one is my wife, who's taking a picture of me, who served for many years on the RLR board and told me about WRLR. And the second person is Bish, because I remember having a breakfast with Bish when I was mayor and asking him point blank, how much money do you need to get WRLR off the ground? And Bish said $30,000. And one day later I told Lakewood Homes that they would be making a $30,000 donation to WRLR. Having said that, I should have asked for more because it is with great pleasure. This is, by the way, a very cool award. It is with great pleasure that I accept this award because it's in the namesake of someone who I value deeply, Adeline Geo-Karis, who's a family friend. I am one of a large community of people who have driven or had driven GEO around the county. And I can still hear her voice saying, "Billy, there's a stop sign." And the stop sign was a good 150 feet ahead of her. And her car drove like a pillow. She would come to Greek Easter with us all the time. But having said all that, I am very honored to this, and it's an amazing thing to see how many people are here and how many people are involved actively with the station and the programming. It's just an amazing thing, and I am so pleased that I can have such a small part of how this started. And I am very grateful, finally, that you did not mention the fact that I had some shows on WRLR that were awesome. You didn't bring that up, thank God. Thank you all very, very much.
Our next winner currently serves as secretary for the Rhonda Radio Board of Directors, the governing body that owns and operates the station. Each of her days is a whirlwind of positive volunteer energy at WRLR, as she is a great organizer with superb attention to detail. At times she eats and breathes WRLR, spending many hours making sure things are just right. She has made our radio station a better organization with her endless ideas and collaborative manner that engages others to volunteer as well. She is very involved in other wonderful nonprofit organizations like the Round Lake Area Best, where she has also served as president. As a living, breathing, walking social site, she has a wonderful knack in networking with other local agencies to provide events and programs for the community. Last year, the Best Coalition won a Governor's Hometown Award for volunteerism, and we can assure you she was a big part of that, as she was when WRLR became a Governor's Hometown Award nominee. Presently, as Head of Outreach Services for the Round Lake Area Library, a position she has held since 2007, she bridges between people in the community and library events and programs. We can't think of another person better suited for that position, and the community is very fortunate the library has her. She is no stranger to awards or recognition for her good deeds. Earlier this year, the Lake County Journal chose her as one of their forefront winners. They wrote, "When she talks about one of the projects she's involved with, you almost have to take a few steps back to listen. The enthusiasm she displays, along with the smile she flashes, is invigorating." Her contributions also resulted in her being recognized last year and presented with the Bilingual Parents Advisory Committee of Round Lake's Excellence Award. Last year, she was the recipient of a 2012 GEO Award for her time and contributions. So extensive is her commitment to the station, from attending a myriad of meetings to going out and doing her oats, and her general involvement in the community, that it is no surprise she is now a two-time GEO Award winner. This is the first time anyone has received the award twice, and she has done it in back-to-back years. It is with great pleasure and gratitude that I present to you 2013 GEO Award winner Elena Lara.
Thank you, everybody. This is such a big honor to be receiving this award and to hear all those kind words that they've written about me. It is truly a pleasure to be part of all of the organizations that I work with and the volunteer staff of WRLR. They're more than volunteers. They really give a lot of time and energy, and I'm really glad to be a part of it and to promote all of you in the community when I talk about you. So thank you very much.
Most folks know him as the station morning drive time show producer and host. His program has aired from 6 to 9 weekdays since the beginning of February 2012, doing a 3-hour show filled with local talk, news, politics, and music 5 days a week is no small task. Each weekday he rises at 4 a.m. to get to the station, typically a 40-minute, 20-mile drive, so he can wake up the rest of Lake County. Then, like an orchestra conductor, he mans the microphone to present as he often puts it, current events talk show featuring news, stories, phone callers, updates on national and local news, weather, sports, and stock market updates. Doing a high-profile drive time radio program show that gives Lake County audience a voice on controversial and current news, breaking stories of a local and national and international focus, as well as commentary on social issues and entertaining news would be daunting for most broadcasters. He is able to do so with uncanny ease. Like most volunteer organizations, he wears more than one hat. He is also WRLR's underwriting manager, a critical position at any radio station, whether it's commercial or a public one, large or small. Without revenue, either would cease to exist. He spends many hours looking for this next donation. His skills as an orator serve him well when he networks and meets to convince businesses to support community radio. A 10-year background with radio and more than 32 years as a high school educator, no doubt on those skills. He is not when he is not doing the morning show or visiting potential sponsors, he's planning the station's presence at special events or remotes. These include attending, in the most cases, broadcasting from parades, festivals, schools' graduations, candidate forums, and special events. He was even involved in putting together this very event tonight. One of last year's member extraordinaire, and now please welcome 2013 GEO Award winner, Paul Lepek.
I began all this with Angie Cook, with Lepek and Company. I don't know if you remember Angie. She is still very much a part of us, even though she's in Scotland right now with the fabulous 50-60 show, doing some stuff. But when Angie and I came on to WRLR Radio, we saw a great potential for this radio station. And we have done tremendously. When I go out and I meet businesses, they have heard of us. And they're hearing more and more of us as we do remotes, as we visit some of the other suburbs. We're making a presence. And I gotta say, all of us in this room are responsible for that. Each and every one of you are salesmen and saleswomen for this radio station. I just mop up at the end. And you guys, they've heard about you when I talk with them. They've heard about your programs, and they're interested in backing you up, in underwriting the programs, etc. So I got to thank you. You are a part of this. It's not just me. You are a part of this. Okay? And I want to continue to be on your backside a little bit to piggyback you as you go into the communities and you spread the word about this radio station and how great this radio station is and the potential that this radio station has. So I want to thank all of you for this as well. This is not just for me. This is also for you. Thank you very much.
She has served the Round Lake schools as a social worker for 30+ years. This milestone was celebrated at a recent assembly at Round Lake High School. She consistently demonstrates passion, perseverance, and utmost dedication to the students at Round Lake, as well as the community at large. Last year, the Illinois State Board of Education awarded her with a Those Who Excel award in the Student Support Personnel category in recognition of her outstanding contributions to elementary and secondary education. She helped spearhead the peer mediation program, working with the alternative education program. She is a true leader and innovator in her school setting and continually promotes student self-esteem and character development. As a volunteer, she is a co-founder and current president of the BEST Coalition, bringing everyone's strengths together, a networking organization that empowers community members to positively impact the Round Lake area. The coalition is home to the award-winning Community Empowerment Grant Program. She has worked with community partners to chair events such as the Back to School Festival and the annual Character Counts Chili Supper. Through BEST, she is also leading a parent involvement committee with a goal to increase parent involvement in their child's education. She's only the second person at WRLR to produce 2 weekly radio shows at the same time, the Best Hour and the Round Lake School District 116 radio program Destination Excellence, 212 Degrees and Rising. Both programs highlight community and school excellence. This lady consistently brings innovative topics to our listeners and establishes a sense of hometown pride. Her colleagues describe her as wise, a true advocate, and a dedicated community member. We recognize her for the positive impact she is making in community radio and her immeasurable hours of service she gives to the Round Lake area. Please welcome 2013 GEO Award winner Kathy Meyer.
talk on a mic. Thank you so much, and I want to thank all the people that are here from Best also. I cannot do it without Judy and my other co-host Doug, and Dale helps out, and I'm missing somebody. Wendy and Judy. She's my co-host. She's the fourth Thursday of the month. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's something I never thought I would ever do because I don't really like to public speak. But the support of WRLR has been awesome, and they're always behind you, and if you have a question, they get right back to you. So it's been a wonderful experience. Thank you very much.
Deep breath, almost done. Every organization needs, as Mike Ditka once called them, the Grabowskis. People who will put on their hard hats, tote their lunch pails, put their nose to the grindstone, and not let up one bit until the job gets done. They don't always get the glory, but they play integral parts in a machine that would fall apart if they stopped moving. Whether it's adding to the station's music library, making that library accessible to automation and on-air hosts, contributing excellent on-air programming, or administering the difficult decisions and calls that need to be made to keep the station moving forward, these WRLR members have earned the right to be called members extraordinaire. First, Assistant Office Manager Rich DiDomenico. Second, producer and host Jason Hutchinson. Jason. Third, Jim Wunderlich, producer and host. Fourth, program director Cheryl Dunlap.
Last but not least, one more? Okay. The next person is Chris Zeman, automation Okay, and last but not least, Mick Cullen, music director and volunteer training director. Before we introduce our special entertainment, we have some really, really great entertainment tonight, but before we introduce, I'd like to say as program director, I'd like to thank all of the leadership here at WRLR for supporting me as program director. It has been such an awesome experience. This time last year, I was in the hospital having surgery, so I couldn't be here. So it means a whole lot to me to be here this year. So I thank you so very much. And I just want to give a special applause for being here. Thank you.
All right. As you may have noticed, we have Cardboard Elvis, who normally occupies the cage at the station. Alan Berg, I believe, contributed Mr. Cardboard Elvis, but we will have a real live Elvis, Dave Elvis Thomas, performing next. Thank you very much. Again, congratulations to all the awards.